Today we're going to be talking about German Notgeld coins. If you're a foreign coin collector like I am, every once in a while you'll come across a coin from Germany that was not actually made by the German government, and these are going to be called Notgeld coins. Notgeld would translate to be emergency money. There was a time during World War I where there was a coin shortage in Germany. Does that sound familiar? But in that case, it was because of the World War I, which was going on at the time. And to alleviate the problem, a lot of different cities around Germany decided to mint their own coins. And sometimes they would also print off some paper money because people were acquiring the silver mark coins that the German government was making and holding on to them, and so then there was no spending money. And to fix this, about 600 different cities in Germany decided to manufacture their own coins. Oftentimes these were using metals that would not necessarily be in coins that you would see today. And in fact, there were some coins that were even made out of porcelain. And this period tended to last until Germany started going through some hyperinflation periods. So most of these coins are going to be dated in the 1920 to 21 range. The coin I'm holding in my hand right now is the only Notgeld coin that I had until I won a recent eBay auction, and I'm not even completely sure where I picked up this particular coin, but it's one of the more famous coins that you'll see. This specific coin was made by the city of Westfalia, which was in a Prussian province. This one was minted in 1923, so it was a little bit after the peak time of the Notgeld coins were minted, and you can see that hyperinflation had started because this one is numbered to a 10,000 mark. This specific coin was made from a half mark up to a 1 billion mark coin, and all of them from Westfalen have this same design where we have this specific Baron von Stein on one side and the horse on the other side. Baron von Stein led to the German unification. He was a Prussian diplomat, I suppose. And the metal used in this coin is, they would call it Tombac. We would call it brass. And oftentimes they would actually call this German brass, but I don't believe there's any difference between German brass and regular brass. But some places do call it Tombac. Now in the United States, during the World War II anyway, we started making nickels out of a little bit of silver so we could free up some other metals. But the Canadian War nickels were also made out of brass like this, and they called it Tombac as well. So I recently won an eBay auction. Here's the little bag that all of the coins came in, and this particular dealer liked to put a lot of old U.S. stamps on them. This particular 20-cent stamp of the St. Lawrence Seaway. So that was enough to get this package over to me. So a lot of these coins, and we're going to look at the 7 coins that are right here, a lot of these coins feature things that are important to the specific city that wouldn't be important enough to make it onto a nationwide coinage. I live in the city of Smyrna, Tennessee, and if Smyrna was to make a coin, you would probably see Sam Davis on it since he was the local hero of the Civil War, but he wasn't important enough to be on any kind of nationwide currency. So the first coin that we're going to look at here is from the city of Coblenz. Now, Coblenz today starts with the letter K, but in these coins at the time they spelled it with the letter C for Coblenz. And this is a 10 Pfennig coin dated 1920. This particular coin is made out of iron, and I really like what is on this coin. And so this is an important piece of Coblenz culture. This is going to be a picture of the Augenroller, which is a clock, and that translates to eye roller. Now, this is going to be the face of Johann Lutter, who was a bad guy in the city of Coblenz, and in fact was beheaded in 1536. But for some reason, the people of that town, a couple hundred years later, built a clock in his resemblance. Now, on this particular clock, the eyes were a pendulum, so every time the pendulum would swing back and forth, the eyes would shift left to right. But then also, if you can see the tongue that's sticking out here, that Augenroller clock also has a tongue that sticks out, and essentially to mock the city of residents of Coblenz. Every 30 minutes, so every half hour, an hour, the tongue would stick out. And so, oddly enough, this particular clock was destroyed during World War II, so after, not World War I when this coin was made, but the next World War, and then the city rebuilt it in 1965. We have another tin Pfennig coin, also from Coblenz, and a lot of these coins have the word, it looks like you'd say that would be state, but that's actually their word for city, I believe. And it also has the word Notgeld written on it right here. This one is going to be dedicated to, if you can see the letters on the left there say Gorez. This is Joseph Gorez, who is a local writer, historian, journalist, and theologian. This specific coin was made out of iron, but it was also nickel plated, but over the years the nickel has almost worn off so that it's kind of an ugly dark iron color to it. One other Coblenz coin to look at, this one is 25 Pfennig. This one says Kriegsgeld instead of Notgeld, and I don't know if Notgeld and Kriegsgeld are interchangeable or not, but Kriegsgeld translates over to war currency. So instead of emergency money, it's war money. We flip that one over, and this one is just a shield of the city of Coblenz. Next up, we're going to have some Notgeld coins from the city of Aachen, which is in a city that's located in the Prussian province of Rhine. And these next two coins are also made of iron. Now, in some guides, this is going to be described as a bear, but it doesn't look like a bear. This is actually going to be a wolf. And the local story of why they have a wolf here is in the cathedral that was in town, the city was having problems raising enough money to build the cathedral in town. And so, according to legend, the devil came to visit the city leaders, and the devil told them, I will give you all the money that you need to build a cathedral if, in exchange, you will sacrifice to me the first living creature that walks through the doors of the cathedral once it's finished. And so the townspeople agreed to that, and then, as the legend continues, they realized, let's not sacrifice a person to this, let's entice a wolf to run into the cathedral. And in so doing, the wolf gave its life to the devil, and then the devil, once he realized what had gone wrong, he was not very happy, but he honored his commitment. And so I would guess that story is probably not true, but it's a nice legend for the city of Aachen, and they have actually built a statue to a wolf that looks just like this in front of that particular cathedral. We flip it over, and it says, this one's going to be 25 Pfennig from Aachen in 1920. Next up, another coin from Aachen, another one with the same wolf from 1920. A little bit different thing about this coin is, instead of saying Notgeld, it has the word Notmünze, which is I believe that is interchangeable with Notgeld. One final coin from Aachen will be this 2 mark coin. This one is also made of Tombac. And this one will honor the local resident Alfred Rethel, who was a history painter. One more war coin that we're going to look at. Also from Germany. I can't really read. A lot of German words are really long words that are just stuck together. I can't read that. But the last 3 letters are OST. We're going to turn this one around, and we have 2 Kopek, which is a Russian currency, on top of a German cross. And so this also has an interesting currency. This one might not be classified as Notgeld, but it is certainly a war-issued coin by Germany, since it has the German cross on it. So the words on this side translate to Region of the Commander-in-Chief, East. So this was a coin that was issued by the German government and given to the soldiers who were occupying northwest Russia, Estonia, and Poland during World War I, especially in 1916. So one thing that I've noticed about the Notgeld coins, you don't particularly see them all that often, although luckily I found a lot that had 7 coins in it altogether. Most of these are not going to be listed in your regular coin catalogs, since there were 600 different cities that were issuing Notgeld, and there were also companies that were paying their employees using their own Notgeld coins as well. And for this to work, the city had to, or businesses in the city had to agree to take them, which everyone did, so that they would have coins that could be passed from person to person. And there are so many of these that if they put these coins in most of your coin catalogs, like the Kraus catalog, you're not going to have, they would take up a lot of pages. So just generally speaking, you're not going to see these in most coin catalogs. Instead, there are some specific books that are written specifically talking about Notgeld, Kriegsgeld coins, and many of these coins, if you can find them on Numista or other websites, are going to list a Frenzel number or a Funk number, and these are the authors of catalogs, coin catalogs on Notgeld coins. Funk is spelled F-U-N-C-K, and so if you search for Funk numbers or Frenzel numbers, you can probably find one of these catalogs. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.